Good day, students. Welcome to this lesson on the history of computing devices. Every smartphone you use, every ATM machine you visit at your bank, every digital board in your school has ancestors, mechanical and electronic predecessors built over centuries. Understanding this history helps you appreciate how technology evolves and how today's computers emerged from very simple tools. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to list and describe early computing devices from the abacus to mechanical calculators, identify the key inventors and inventions that led to modern computers, distinguish the 5 generations of computers by their technology and characteristics, and place Nigeria's adoption of computing in historical context. Let us begin. Computing, the process of performing calculations, is as old as human civilization. The word computer originally referred to a person who performed calculations professionally, not a machine. The history of computing devices can be divided into 3 broad eras. 1. Manual devices, 3000 BC to 1600 CE tools that aided human calculation but required manual operation throughout. 2. Mechanical devices, 1600s to 1940s machines with gears and levers that automated some arithmetic. 3. Electronic computers, 1940s to present machines that use electric signals and, later, microchips to process information at high speed. Why should we study this history? Because the Nigerian government and businesses began adopting computers in the 1970s, understanding the global progression helps us understand our own technological journey. The Central Bank of Nigeria first computerized its operations in the 1980s. Today, Nigeria has one of Africa's largest digital economies. Early computing devices. The abacus, approximately 3000 BC, Babylon and China. The world's first computing device. A frame with beads on rods, each column of beads represents a place value. Still used in some parts of Asia and Africa today. The Nigerian abacus lesson you studied earlier in Term 1 introduced the same concept. Napier's bones, 1617, John Napier, Scotland. A set of numbered rods used for multiplication and division. Simplified long multiplication significantly. The Pascaline, at 1642, Blaise Pascal, France, age 19. The first mechanical adding machine, built with rotating wheels and gears. Could add and subtract numbers of up to 8 digits. Pascal built it to help his father, a tax collector. The stepped reckoner, 1673, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, Germany. Improved on the Pascaline by also performing multiplication and division mechanically. Leibniz also independently invented calculus, alongside Newton. The analytical engine, 1837, Charles Babbage, England. Babbage is called the father of the computer. The analytical engine was the first design for a programmable general-purpose mechanical computer. It was never fully built in his lifetime. His colleague Ada Lovelace wrote the first computer algorithm. She is considered the first programmer. Punched card machines, 1880s, Herman Hollerith, USA. Use punched cards to store and process data. First used in the 1890 US Census, later adopted by businesses worldwide. IBM grew from this technology. Electronic computers, 5 generations. First generation, 1940s, 1956 vacuum tubes. ENIAC, 1945, electronic numerical integrator and computer, filled an entire room, weighed 27 tons, used 18,000 vacuum tubes. Generated enormous heat. Used by the US military for ballistic calculations. Second generation, 1956 to 1963 transistors replaced vacuum tubes. Smaller, faster, cheaper, less power. First third program computers with operating systems. Third generation, 1964 to 1971 integrated circuits, ICs, many transistors on a single silicon chip. IBM System/360 is the landmark system. Much more powerful and compact. Fourth generation, 1971, present microprocessors, entire CPU on one chip. Intel 4004, 1971, was the first microprocessor. Personal computers, PCs, became affordable. Nigeria's banking sector computerized in the 1980s using fourth-generation machines. Fifth generation, present and beyond artificial intelligence, parallel processing, speech recognition, machine learning. Modern smartphones in Nigeria are fifth-generation devices. 3 examination questions. Example 1. Name 3 early computing devices and state one feature of each. Abacus. Use beads on rods to represent numbers. Manual operation, still in use today. Pascaline. First mechanical adding machine, built by Blaise Pascal in 1642, used rotating gears. Analytical engine. First designed for a programmable general-purpose computer, designed by Charles Babbage, never completed in his lifetime. Example 2. What was significant about the NERDC? In which generation does it belong? ENIAC, Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, was the first large-scale general-purpose electronic computer, completed in 1945. It used 18,000 vacuum tubes, weighed about 27 tons, and filled a large room. It belonged to the first generation of computers. Example 3. State 2 differences between second-generation and third-generation computers. Second generation used transistors, third generation used integrated circuits, ICs, containing many transistors on a single chip. Second generation computers were still relatively large, third generation machines were significantly smaller and more reliable. Third generation computers were faster and more powerful, with improved operating systems and higher level programming languages. 3 common mistakes. Mistake 1. Attributing the invention of the first computer to the wrong person. Charles Babbage designed the first mechanical general-purpose computer, analytical engine, 1837. The first electronic general-purpose computer was ENIAC, 1945. These are different achievements by different people in different centuries. Mistake 2. Confusing Blaise Pascal with Leibniz. Pascal built a Pascaline addition machine, 1642. Leibniz built a stepped reckoner, could also multiply and divide, 1673. Both were European mathematicians, but different inventors. Mistake 3. Getting the computer generations in wrong order. Memory aid, vacuum tubes, transistors, integrated circuits, microprocessors, artificial intelligence. Or, very tired intelligent machines are. Well done. Let us summarize. Abacus, 3000 BC, beads on rods. Pascaline, 1642, first mechanical calculator, Blaise Pascal. Analytical engine, 1837, Babbage, first programmable design, Ada Lovelace, first programmer. ENIAC, 1945, first electronic general-purpose computer. 5 generations. First, vacuum tubes. Second, transistors. Third, integrated circuits. Fourth, microprocessors, personal computers, Nigeria computerized banks. Fifth, AI and parallel processing, today's smartphones. For homework, list the 5 generations of computers with one defining technology for each. State 2 similarities and 2 differences between the Pascaline and the analytical engine. Attempt a quiz on your LMS. Keep studying hard. Visit Litech Academy at academy.litech.com.ng for more NERDC-approved lessons from JSS 1 to SS3. Powered by Litech Solutions Limited. Until next time.